Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is great to be here again. It's great to be anywhere nowadays. It's like I say, it's a great day if I wake up alive. And today I got to wake up to a great live that we're doing about fear, anxiety, and stress. Now, if you're dealing with any kind of fear, any kind of anxiety, or any kind of stress, you're human. A lot of us have been going through that. And what today's session is all about is to really help you to amplify your ability to just be in the present moment. And today we have some really exciting giveaways. And in order to be selected for the giveaway, all you need to do is put a comment in the comments box. Just need to say, yes, I've been on a live before, one of our lives. It doesn't matter other people. It's all about us. And you also need to say where you're from. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie. She's going to introduce Summer, and we're going to just have a great time talking about fear, anxiety, and stress and how to get rid of it.
And we're going to talk a lot about leadership too, I do believe.
Okay.
Summer Jelinek hails from Dallas, Texas. Is that right, Summer?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that this is the first time that you and I have met kind of quasi face-to-face.
It is, yes. And I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, you're only half as excited as we are that you are here. So I understand that you're experiencing some storms in Dallas right now. We're a little bit late coming on because we're up here in Canada too. We're waiting for Hurricane Teddy to come through, but we're going to talk a little bit about your upcoming presentation, the 5 keys to unlocking your leadership potential.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
All about the magic of leadership.
The magic of leadership. And I could talk about leadership all day. I've got my leader awards here in the background from my leadership days past. But by like what Kathleen said, make sure you put a comment in the comments field to be entered into that draw. We're going to draw somebody live today for a $50 Amazon gift card. We're going to give it away at some point through here. So if you're on, type in your comment. So
I'm going to leave a comment so I can win.
Right. I was
just thinking,
I dare not touch
that.
I don't even want to touch this computer for fear that it's going to go down. So I'm not going to enter this draw, but I certainly hope that we have a lot to draw from anyway. But somebody watching live today is going to have a $50 Amazon gift card presented or provided to them by Permatech, the designers of floors and walls for various pet care facilities. I'm representing Canada today. I've got my moose on, my Canadian sweater, because we are batting down the hatches for Hurricane Teddy coming through. So Summer, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you come from? Like I've never met you. What's your history?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in the very deep south of Louisiana. And as soon as I realized that I could leave, I was out of there. So now I go back to visits for festivals and for food and family, but have traveled the country, worked primarily in hospitality. And I kept finding that I was drawn to leadership. I wish that I could say that it was a natural gift and ability of mine, but I may have been what you would have called the bully on the playground. So watching people that naturally got leadership just really inspired this fire on how do they do it? What are they consistently doing that causes this amazing results? And so with this somewhat obsession, started working for some of the best companies in the world. I got to work at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida for about 7 years. And that was when I was really able to kind of hone that leadership craft and come up with the magic of leadership, which is what we'll be discussing in the workshop.
That's awesome. You know what? I've heard that people who have been employed by Disney have had some wonderful guest service or customer service skills, leadership courses, that their training is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to hearing some about that in your session.
Thank you.
As well when you speak at the conference. So why is it important for you to be at the IBPSA conference? What's in it? Like, why bother?
Well, I think one of the things whenever we're looking at industries that aren't necessarily hospitality focused, so we're not talking restaurants, we're not talking retail, a lot of times leadership can kind of take a back seat to what the goal and the purpose is. And you see this with pet boarding, vets, things like that, that their focus is our furry friends and our winged friends and our lizard friends. But that leadership piece really ends up draining so much time taking care of the people, the drama, the workplace politics, that it pulls people away from what their passion truly is. And so when you figure out what, I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek, but the C of the magic model is control your chaos. When you can control your chaos, when you can start figuring out what are those little things that end up growing and taking up so much time, then you get your time back and you get the ability to focus on what you love, on what your passion is. Leadership isn't one of those things that it just takes care of itself as much as we would like to think. It doesn't just take care of it. People, teams, workplace teams don't just take care of themselves. They need some guidance and some direction and some leadership.
You know, so often I've always said the leadership is the pink elephant in the room. The one thing that nobody really wants to talk about, like that it's just supposed to magically happen. And it doesn't magically happen. You know, there are some born leaders and there are some born followers, and there are people who can learn some leadership skills. And that's what I'm hoping, you know, with the 5 keys to unlocking your leadership potential, that people are going to be able to walk away from your session at the IBPSA virtual conference and go, oh, wow, I'm going to try 1 or 2 or maybe all 5 of these things, you know, because I want to be a leader, because there is a difference between leading people and managing people.
Yes, very much.
Right.
So.
And when I get to talk about, you know, the difference in between that, I said, the more you lead, the less you have to manage.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Right.
Well, and I want to pop something in here about leadership. We're giving away some Amazon gift cards, and we also have a couple of books that Summer is going to be sending out to some lucky winners. You leave comments in the comment session. You just say where you're from and have you been on one of our lives. And what we'd also like to know is, have you signed up for the conference yet? And if you have, just say, yes, I've signed up for the conference. If you have not, let us know when you plan to, because one of the things that I know, having put on some conferences in the past, is that when people wait until the last minute, leadership really gets the opportunity to put their skills to work, because there's a lot of excess time and energy that they're putting into making sure everybody gets what they need. So go ahead and register today, leave comments in the comment box, and we're going to be giving away, I'm not quite sure when we're going to be giving these gift cards away. So you got to stick around because you must be present to win. Wow. Okay.
I know.
And you can buy a leadership book.
Well, and you know, part of leadership, correct me if I'm wrong, Summer, but is leading by example. So the leaders that are watching this video right now, how are you leading your team down the path of continuing education? You should be the first one in your facility to have bought a ticket to the conference already, and then telling your staff about it. I mean, first of all, anybody out there that's PAC certified, this is your 30 plus CEUs to renew your certification. And if you want to be that gold standard, we were talking to Carrie Campbell last Friday about the gold standard in pet care. That is a commitment to education, and the leaders in the pet care industry are going to be at this conference because we lead by example in setting the bar through always getting better.
Well, and
so Summer,
oh, go ahead.
Well, Summer, maybe you can give us a snippet of what your whole presentation is going to be about. What are we going to take away from that?
Well, the nice thing about the 5 keys is it's going to be a little bit of inspiration, a whole lot of magic, and even more immediate tips and tricks that you can put into play.
Are you a magician?
I can do a couple of magic tricks, but not consistently. And I found a key to leadership is consistency. So no, if we were in person, I would love to do some magic tricks for you, but I don't do them in my workshops.
Okay.
I keep thinking one day it's going to work 100% of the time, and it will make its way in. But it's one of the things that I have found through my time coaching and training and speaking is that storytelling really allows for these tips to kind of sink in. You may not remember control your chaos, but you'll remember the story that goes with it. So I can promise you it will not be boring. There will be stories galore. Some will, well, all of them will be about my time working at Walt Disney World. Well, no, all of them but one. I have a special story just for this conference. So it's going to be a good time. And I just have to say personally, I have multiple fur babies. So I am so excited to have the opportunity to give back to those that take care of my family as well.
And I always have my cups that have something about animals. I like big mutts. My sister-in-law saw that and she goes, "Why do you have a cup that says I like big butts?" I said, "No, no, no, mutts, mutts with big butts, you know." But now with leadership, actually, I'm looking at scrolling through the comments, and we've got Debbie who has already signed up. And we've got Nicole who said she's signing up today. Now, why should they sign up today, Stephanie? What's the benefit of signing up today?
Oh, it's me. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so here's what we did when we started the Facebook Lives, the 10 Facebook Lives leading up to conference. We started on Monday, September the 14th. And if you were registered on September the 14th for conference or before, you get 10 tickets into this draw. Today, we are the 22nd. So if you register today, you will get 4 tickets into the draw for the big prize. And the big prize is actually pretty phenomenal because Carmen has offered up a full 1-year subscription for you and your entire facility, every staff member at your facility, to both levels of the Canine certification course through IBPSA. So if there's anybody out there, you know what? I did both levels of the Canine certification course through IBPSA when I was preparing to take my PAC exam to become a certified animal care provider. So the information in that, and growth and development and geriatrics and all, like the anatomy of the dog, like all of it is in there. And so again, like we've been saying all along, if you have 10 people at your facility, that's a $1,500 prize. It's valued at $150 per person. So we want to be able to give that away to somebody just for registering for a conference that really, if you're watching this, you really should be already registered anyway, because the true leaders in the pet care services industry are going to be at this conference, and we will be able to network, and we will be able to talk to Summer right after your session, right? There's going to be a group with your name on it, and people can go right after your session and click on it and talk to you face to face, instead of kind of waiting in that very awkward line to talk to the speakers that,
Yes.
you know, when you're done your presentation and you're standing there and there's these stragglers that go halfway through the room that want to talk to you. You're going to be able to have instant access to Summer immediately after her session. Like, skip the line, get your questions answered, and get the most out of the conference.
And I'm so excited about the networking piece, actually meeting new people. It's been so long.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
And I want people to know that if you signed up before we started doing the lives, you automatically got 10 tickets. So, you know, we've had a few people say, "Well, what about me?" Well, what about you is you get the 10 tickets because you were a fast action taker. And Nicole, let us know that you signed up. You can do it during the live. I would recommend you go over right now to petcareconference.com. And Debbie is already signed up. Anna Torres is signing up, or she has signed up. So if you sign up today during the live, let us know. And I think we should have a super surprise for you on that, which is when you go to the conference, we're going to have a lot of giveaways there. But with leadership, I'm curious, what would you say, Summer, that you learned when you were with Disney World, one strategy that definitely applies to the pet industry? What could somebody take away from your time there that would really help within the pet industry?
I think the first strategy, anytime you're trying to lead a group of individuals, it's knowing how to manage yourself first. So understanding the impact that leaders have on those that choose to follow them, and make no mistake about it. When somebody chooses to follow you, it is a choice and an honor, and they can find another job. You know, right now it's a little bit challenging, but I remember in February, it wasn't challenging at all. And so when they give you that responsibility to lead them, then you need to start and make sure that you can manage yourself first. You understand the impact that you have. I remember as a young leader at Walt Disney World, I was frustrated with my cast members, which Disney speak for employees. And I was speaking to a mentor and I said, "I don't understand. Why can't they just act like adults?" And she looked at me and says, "Are you setting the environment that allows and makes it safe for them to be their true selves and act like adults? Are you allowing drama and gossip? Because people will react to the environment that they're in." And so I realized that it always came back to me as a leader. If we weren't performing, if we weren't seeing the results that we needed, then I wasn't creating the environment that allowed that. So I think that will definitely apply for the pet care industry as well, because we need to make sure that we're focused on our teams and our employees and creating that safe environment that allows them to show up and be their best self.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I
That's
was
actually,
wondering,
I mean, that's extremely powerful. That's extremely powerful because, that age old adage of when you point a finger, there's three pointing back, and you got to take
That's
a look at
definition of
yourself.
leadership.
Yeah, you've got to take a look at yourself and see what kind of environment you're setting. I think that's extremely powerful. And if that's even just a snippet of what they're going to get out of your session, then I would gladly buy the access to the conference for $199 just to see that. Now, because if you were to do this one session outside at a private corporation, it wouldn't be $200 for your time.
No, it would not.
No, because I do this for a living too, and it's no $200 for an hour-long presentation.
exactly.
Well, and can I just give props to the entire conference team, Carmen?
Oh, please.
Y'all,
Yes.
her team, everybody has been amazing. So I know that this isn't your normal average, just thrown together virtual event. There's been so much work behind the scenes to ensure that this is going to be an event that is worth everybody's time, because we understand that attendees also have a choice. And so Carmen and her team have been doing an amazing job to make sure that when people choose this conference, that it is going to be worth their time.
And I'll tell you, when
Absolutely.
people come out the other end of this and start talking about it, we're going to have people who want to buy access to the conference even after the fact, because you still have access to everything for 6 months, including the trade show floor. But isn't that amazing? I can't even imagine. Anyway, so after the conference is done, people are going to want it.
I want to piggyback off of that because I attended a conference about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was a 3-day conference, and I'll assure you it was considerably more than $199. And the value that you're getting for the $199, it just will blow you out of the water. But what I most loved about that conference is they did the same thing. They pivoted. It was supposed to be a live event, and they turned it into a virtual. And I have access to the training videos. So what I do is every day I spend a little bit of time learning something, implementing. And that's what you can do with the IBPSA conference. And what I would love the people who are watching right now to do, if you could just somebody add in to the comments, $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. If you could put that in the comments, somebody go ahead and take a leadership role and just jump right in. And if we have more than one person who does it, that would be awesome, because we're going to be doing a giveaway very shortly, not only of the gift card, but Summer, you have a book that your mentor, you said, had given you some signed copy. Tell us about Career Magic.
Yeah, so this is Career Magic by Lee Cockrell. It is an autographed version. So Lee Cockrell is somebody who I had the pleasure of meeting whenever I was a leader at Walt Disney World. He is now the retired executive vice president of all operations for Walt Disney World. So if you've been to Disney since about 2000, then you've really felt the magic that he brought. He opened up Disneyland Paris, and I'll let you in on a little bit of an insider secret. When you work at Walt Disney World or Disneyland, any of the theme parks, and you do an extraordinary job above and beyond what is expected, then you may be honored with a window on Main Street. And Lee Cockrell has his own window. He was known with the cast members for time management magic, but he has his own window on Main Street above the watch shop. So he is truly a Disney legend and an icon, and Career Magic is all about his journey. And he does a great job of talking about how he got to where he got to, because we know that success is kind of a path that does this, but too many times we think it's straight like this. So he does a really good job of walking through his career and the zigs and the zags that he had to take.
I love that, because so often we look at somebody who's just uber successful and we think, okay, they were lucky. They had no obstacles. And the reality is the people who have succeeded the most have probably had more failures than most people, because they're risk takers. And with all that's going on with the pandemic, I mean, we've all gone through some really tough times. And anybody who says they haven't, I think that they either have a very short memory or they just don't want people to know. But the true sign of success in leadership, which I know you're going to be talking about this summer, is that you look at a situation, you look at the obstacles, and you figure it out. You don't just curl up in a ball. Now, you might for a little while. I shared yesterday, I pulled the covers over my head, but then I had to get up and say, okay, what am I going to do? And in your session, will you be addressing those types of issues?
I will be addressing a lot of the what to do whenever the world shifts. I don't really talk too much about currently what's happening with the pandemic.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of people that are doing a great job talking about all of the change that we're going through as a society, but I like to bring the magic and the pixie dust, and kind of talk about what we can do to manage ourselves in
Perfect.
any situation, including this one.
Perfect.
And, there are some really, really skilled speakers that are going to be speaking specifically at the conference about the pandemic. Bill and Amy Hillis are going to be talking about surviving the COVID-19 pandemic in the pet care industry. So we have some amazing talent just on that topic alone. So I think the breadth of your topic, more about magic and pixie dust and the happy times and
Nice.
leadership and inspiration and motivation, is very timely regardless of what's going on. Right? Regardless of whether we're in a pandemic or, this past January, as leaders, we have an obligation to step up or step out. And, it's time to step up for our staff and create that motivation and be that inspiration for them to be their best. Summer, I am so excited to hear your presentation. You have no idea. When I looked through all of the speakers, I was like, I have to have this lady on a Facebook Live, because I can't, A, wait to meet her, and B, I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Well, thank you. It is going to be an exciting time. And the cool thing about the virtual space that we don't really get in live space is, like y'all mentioned, you can go back and review. So in the past, if you had 4 speakers all at 2:00, you couldn't see all 4 speakers. Right. But now you get the benefit of being able to see everybody. So
Great
I can't wait to dive into some of the other speakers that are going to be speaking at the same time as me.
And I want to mention that Anna Torres, Riddell, she just signed up to her staff members. Thank you for letting us know. Because we would love to know the people who are signing up, because Stephanie and I have been having a fabulous time on doing these lives. And we would love to know when people sign up, and is it a result of hearing one of the lives? Is it a result that you were saying, I think I should go to that conference, and then you saw one of the speakers and you said, oh, because of Summer, I definitely am going to sign up for this conference. So I want to thank you, Anna, and it might be Anna. And I think we should do a giveaway. Do you think we should do which giveaway?
110%. And by the way, if Anna signed up herself and 2 employees, right? Pardon me in the math, but we've got 4 tickets times 3 people. That facility alone has 12 tickets into the big prize draw just for registering today. Wow. So Anna, way to go.
Wow. And should she win the big prize of the certification, that would be a $600 value right there.
Yes, absolutely. So, and when we go live on the conference, we're going to have lots of gift card giveaways. We've had the Dog Gurus have donated a prize that is valued over $1,000. We're going to give away in one of our break sessions. We've got air purifiers. We've got software program. I mean, the list is yay long on the giveaways, but you have to be there live to win.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was saying earlier. If you register after the fact, because you hear all the hype on how great it was, why would you go in after the fact when you could go in before and be eligible for all of these prize giveaways? So Kathleen, why don't you do a draw for a $50 gift card, and then we'll give away a book.
What I have to do is move it around, and gosh, I have to do this as fair as possible. And the winner is, believe it or not, it's Anna.
Hey,
yeah, my finger just went. I think energetically she's going, pick me, pick me, pick me. So Anna Torres, I'm not sure, how are we going to do this? Private message Stephanie and she'll take care of the details, or how?
Yeah, I know. I speak with Anna quite often, so I will get all of her information. And Jeff Fatty from Permatech will be virtually sending your $50 Amazon gift card, Anna. Congratulations.
Wonderful. And we still have a book to give away. So, and I want people to know that another drawing that's going to happen at the conference is, I have 2 podcast shows, and you can select which one you want to be on, but I will be interviewing one lucky winner to be on my podcast show. And if you've been watching our numbers on these lives, we've had some views as high as 13 to 1400. That's That's 1,400 people that are going to be exposed to the message for one live. So what I do when I interview people, not only do you go on YouTube, you go on my podcast show, you get a blog written up about you, and I promote the heck out of it on social media. So that's going to be another thing we're going to draw for at the conference. And right now I think we should wait just a minute before we draw for the book, because I want to hear more about leadership, and I want to hear more about why you would encourage people, Summer, to go to the conference.
As somebody who is a lifelong learner, I firmly believe that it comes back to managing ourselves. We have to be pushing ourselves to be better today than we were yesterday, better tomorrow than we are today. And so the way you do that is through surrounding yourself with experts in your field through conferences. I've always been a big fan, even before I was a professional speaker, always been a big fan of the knowledge, the networking, and the joy that being surrounded by people who get it. Because let's face it, when I go home and I talk to my husband about my day job, he doesn't understand. But when I go to a speaking conference and a training conference, I'm surrounded by people who speak my language and understand the same challenges that I face. And it's the only time and place that I'm surrounded by that tribe. And so for the pet care industry, this is one of the only times that you'll be surrounded by your tribe, by people who understand and get what your day-to-day challenges are. So it's going to be an amazing time, and I can't wait to meet everybody.
Going to be great. And, the whole networking, I love what you say about that, and the professional conferences, because if you're new to the pet industry, this is definitely a conference. There's no two ways about it. You need to sign up for the conference. And when I mentor my clients and they say, what should I do? I said, oh, it's not a should, it's you must do this. So I'm really encouraging people who are new to the industry, sign up, because you're going to have the opportunity to meet very seasoned entrepreneurs that are in the industry. Management teams, leadership. And for those of you who have been in the industry for quite some time, you need to sign up for this, because not only will you be able to get a reboot and get just that real kick of energy that you are probably needing right now, but there are going to be other people who are coming into the industry who will look to people like you, and they'll want to network with people like you. If you're thinking of getting in the industry, definitely the conference to be at. And it's been priced in a way that it's affordable for those who are serious about growing their business, growing their professional development.
Yeah, there's even a session on whether you should franchise or start your own independent business. So it's geared towards pet parents, people currently in the industry, people who are thinking about getting into the industry. I mean, it really is a well-rounded conference for everyone. And so we also have, wonderful experts. We're actually going to do a Facebook Live also on Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern with one of the lawyers who will be at the conference. We just set that up. Sharina will be joining us on Friday night. We're going to do some giveaways there too. So make sure that you mark that you want to be notified when the IBPSA goes live, so you don't miss any of these giveaways, because we are dead serious about giving stuff away and making sure that we enhance the lives of the people who spend the time or invest the time with us on our live sessions.
Okay. And I think we ought to give that book away now.
We should.
And do I pick the winner?
You do.
Okay. Let me see.
I would love a copy of that book.
I will count down from the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Debbie Sciortino.
Yay, Debbie S. Woohoo!
Yes, Debbie S., you win. Okay. And so Debbie S., what you need to do is private message Summer, and go ahead and write her name down, private message her with your mailing address, and she will get that out to you. And we're hoping that the Postal Service will just be Johnny on the spot and get it out to you right away.
They normally get it out in about a week, so you should have it by the end of next week.
Excellent. Excellent.
Fantastic. Well, let's round this out today. By the way, we're not even, you can go to petcareconference.com, because Kathleen has her very high-tech image right there. But if you are watching this live, just scroll down a couple and hit the register for conference. It's really easy. You're already on the Facebook page that takes you right to the register for conference page. And really at this point, what we're seeing is, just as a reminder, the meet and greet was 1 week ago yesterday from 5 to 7 p.m. Conference starts a week from today. So if you're sitting there thinking you're going to get around to it, what are you waiting for? Because around to it is now here. The time is now here, and we are going to be giving away stuff all week based on your registration date. So don't delay. Starts
Absolutely.
1 week from today, and it's only a couple of hours each day. It's not like you have to sit in front of your Zoom call for 8 hours. It's a couple of hours each day filled with a plethora of wonderful information.
And for those people who say, well, I can't put all that time aside, the beauty of it is that you get the replays for 6 months. So it's like you don't have to be at the sessions. I would advise that you are for the prizes and all that. But there's really no excuse for not signing up today. So go ahead, hit that registration button, get yourself and your entire team registered so that you can all benefit from everything that's happening at the conference. And Summer, you have been delightful. I look forward to sitting in on your session and learning more about the magic of leadership. And because regardless of what size business we have, regardless of what role we have, we're all leaders in our own right. And today more than ever, we all have to step up to the plate. So thank you, Summer.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed my time, ladies.
And Stephanie.
So we'll be back on tomorrow at noon Eastern. Who do we have tomorrow?
We have Jamie Migdal, and one thing is certain, uncertainty. So we're going to be talking about if you're waiting for things to get back to the way they were, don't hold your breath because you'll probably pass out. What you do want to hold your breath for is Jamie Migdal, and that'll be tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. And we look forward to having you on the live. We have more giveaways tomorrow.
Absolutely. You definitely don't want to miss that. Jamie Migdal, for those of you who don't know the name, she is the co-owner of Fetch Find Inc. Lots of wonderful training opportunities. She's got a couple of announcements to make. So I can't wait for her session tomorrow. Summer, thank you so much. It has been an extreme pleasure. Thank you for taking the time and chatting with our audience today. Kathleen, always nice to see you.
Always a pleasure.
And we'll sign out for now. Summer, is there anything else that you wanted to add to the audience today?
Thank you so much for having me, and I cannot wait to see everybody at the conference. Make sure you sign up so we get the chance to meet. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.